Most of the time, we're all about finding the answers. But today, let's do the exact opposite. Let's dive into some of the biggest questions out there, the ones where, right now, nobody has a clue. I mean, it all starts with those simple things, doesn't it? The kinds of questions you probably asked when you were a kid. Like, what would it feel like to be a dog? To see the world from their eyes, to smell things we can't even imagine? It's just pure curiosity. And then, well, the questions get a little heavier, a little deeper. As you get older, you start wondering about your own life, right? Am I really in the driver's seat here? Or is my future already mapped out? Is every single choice I make, even the choice to ask this very question, actually mine? And that brings us to maybe the biggest mystery of all. What is this feeling of being me, this inner movie that's playing in my head right now? Am I just some incredibly complex biological robot, or is there something more going on? I mean, this is the question that stumps even the smartest people on the planet. So here's the surprising part. You think someone, somewhere, would have these things figured out. But the truth is, nobody does. Not a single person. These questions are a puzzle for all of humanity. And when you start digging into them, you find yourself standing right at the very edge of knowledge. All right, so let's walk right up to that edge. We're going to explore two of the biggest questions in science today. First up, how many universes are there? Are we living in the only one, or are there countless others out there? Okay, to even start to get our heads around this, we need to talk about scale. So think about it. Our Earth feels enormous, right? But you could fit 1 million Earths inside our sun. And our sun, it's just one of about 400 billion stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way. And our galaxy is just one of at least 100 billion galaxies we can see. The numbers just they become meaningless really, really fast. Let's try to make that tangible. Imagine if every star was just one grain of sand. The Milky Way galaxy alone would create a beach that's 30 feet by 30 feet and 3 feet deep in sand. Now, try to imagine a beach with the sand from all the stars in the observable universe. That beach would stretch for hundreds of millions of miles. It's just mind-boggling. And believe it or not, some physicists think reality is even bigger than that. There's this leading idea in physics, it's not proven, but it's a big one, called string theory. It basically says that at the tiniest, most fundamental level, everything is made of these little vibrating strings. And the math behind it? Well, it suggests our universe isn't special. It says there could be tons of other universes, each one with totally different rules, different laws of physics. So how many other universes are we talking about? Well, the theory predicts this many. Yeah, that is a 1 with 500 zeros after it. It's a number so huge it doesn't really have any meaning in our day-to-day lives. Okay, let's just try to wrap our minds around that. Imagine that every single atom in our entire universe had its own universe inside of it. Then imagine every atom in those universes had a universe inside of it. And you do that one more time. You'd still be at a tiny, tiny fraction of that number. The scale is it's beyond comprehension. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is nobody agrees. You've got some scientists who stick to the traditional idea. There's just one universe and that's it. But then you have others who say, look, all these different theories, string theory, quantum mechanics, others, they all seem to be pointing to a multiverse. So right now, the answer to how many universes are there is somewhere between 1 and infinity. No big deal, right? Okay, so if our universe is that vast, or if there are maybe infinite other ones, that means the number of chances for life to pop up should be, well, almost limitless. And that brings us to our second huge unanswered question. If that's true, then where is everybody? This is the famous Fermi paradox. Yeah, this question comes from the physicist Enrico Fermi, who supposedly just blurted it out during lunch one day back in 1950. Where is everybody? Because when you look at the sheer scale of the universe, it really feels like intelligent life should be all over the place. But when we look out, we see nothing, just silence. Just to put this problem into perspective, get this. Based on what we know now, there could be as many as 50 million planets that could support life in our galaxy alone. And a lot of them are billions of years older than Earth. That means life could have had a huge head start. So, again, where are they? Well, there are some pretty dark possibilities. One idea is that there is some kind of super intelligent predator civilization out there that enforces radio silence, to get rid of any competition. Another is that maybe, just maybe, intelligent life is such a wild fluke that we're actually the first ones. And then there's the really chilling one. Maybe every advanced civilization eventually invents the technology for its own destruction, and we're just waiting our turn. But, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some more hopeful ideas too. Maybe we're just not looking in the right way or for the right signals. I mean, what if they're using technology we can't even detect, like communicating with dark matter or something? There's even this wild theory that as life gets more advanced, it gets smaller to be more efficient. Our whole solar system could be absolutely teeming with intelligent life, and we're just too big and clunky to even notice it. And the thing is, we haven't given up looking. Projects like SETI are still scanning the skies every single day. And what's really cool is that you can actually get involved. They've opened up their data so that millions of citizen scientists, people just like you, can help with the search right from your own computer. So we're left with these absolutely massive, unanswered questions. And, this kind of brings us to a final, really powerful thought. Maybe the most important thing isn't actually finding the answers. Maybe it's the fact that we're asking the questions in the first place. I mean, just think about it for a second. What if we find out that we're completely, totally alone in the entire universe? Wow. That would make our existence, our ability to think and wonder, unbelievably precious. And what if we find out the opposite, that the universe is just full of life? That's just as profound, right? It changes everything. Either way you slice it, the answer is awe-inspiring. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. In this vast, silent cosmos of stars and galaxies, the fact that a bunch of curious apes on one tiny little rock managed to look up and ask why, that simple act of wondering might just be one of the most important things that's ever happened in the history of the universe. Our curiosity itself matters on a cosmic scale. Because here's the thing, the quest for knowledge never gets boring. The more you learn, the weirder and more wonderful and mysterious it all becomes. It's always the unanswered questions that keep pulling us forward. So yeah, stay curious.